G'day, Dave here, the Enlightened Plumber with today's quote. You are the average of the 5 people you hang around with. You are the average of the 5 people you hang around with. This is from Jim Rohn. Now, although this is from Jim Rohn, from where I've got the quote from, I have heard this from multiple sources, so I don't know whether Jim himself is actually the first person to come up with this, or whether he's just one of the major people who've come up with this particular quote. But it is incredibly true, it is incredibly valuable, and that's why I've heard it from multiple people multiple times. And I would say that I've also experienced this too for myself. So the idea behind being the average is taking a close look at your own life and figure out who is it you spend the most time with. And then look at their lives. And you can even ask them questions. Now again, whether these people are actually close enough they're going to give you true answers to everything you want, but in general, you're probably going to be able to find out most things. Certainly if they're that close to you, and or they're ones that you spend the most time with. And so it's not about physical proximity, it's more about the time that you spend with people. Or even the types of people. I would go as far as saying the types of people you hang around with the most, because there are travelers that move around a whole lot, and so they might not actually be able to hang around with people lots and lots at any particular point, but it's who they're spending their most sort of quality time with. And even with that, more real time, because there's sort of FaceTime, but again, it's time is kind of the bigger thing here. And looking into this scenario, it's, well, who are you working with? Who are your family connections? Who are your friends? Where are you spending this time? Like just who is in and around your life the most? Who are you having the real conversations with? And taking that to another kind of level. So if it's at work, well, who are you hanging around with at work? Are you actually hanging around anybody at work? Or is the people you hang around with more family members? Or is it more friends? Because work comes up as a big one, because that's the spot where typically most people spend most of their time. It's at work. Now, at work, you can hang around people, but it doesn't mean to say that you're spending your time having conversations with these people, listening to them all the time. The issue at work is, generally speaking, you are spending most of your time at work in the same environment. So whether you're kind of hanging around with people or having deep conversations with people, there's always something coming into your ears. There's always a conversation going off over here. There's always something happening there. There's always the feeling and the vibes from the people that are around you. So if you're in a toxic environment for 8-10 hours a day, then that gets absorbed into your own system. That has an impact on your life. And so the question is, well, is there any way you could change that if that's the case? On the opposite side of that, if that's a great, happy environment where everybody's thrilled to be there and whatever, well, that also filters into part of your life's experience. Next, beyond that, well, okay, we leave work. What happens to you in your recreation time? Because typically it's the downtime in the evenings. Is it the question of, well, I'm sat in front of a TV, or I'm at home and I'm either sitting down, reading, watching TV or whatever? Well, who's around, and are they doing the same things? Or is it a question of, well, I spend all my evenings out at a bar or a restaurant or at fun activities or something? Well, if it's different activities going on throughout a week, okay, who are the people that are in your life at that point? And okay, so if it's a young, busy family with the kids are out in sports and you're out going out, are you spending time with your spouse or your other half, with your kids, or are you both separated off going into different things? Are you with your kids? So is it the other, like the hockey moms or the soccer moms or whatever that you're in or around, or that crowd? And what are they like? because they are filtering in and making you who you are. And so it's looking at that. So, and it's this level of people of, well, one, how are they thinking? What's their money? What are they dressing like? You'll find that in groups of people, subconsciously, everybody starts to look and sound and act the same. And that's where this 5 people thing, it becomes very critical. So with that, you are the average of the 5 people you hang around with, spend your most time with, however you'd like to end that off. From Jim Rohn and myself, Dave the Enlightened Plumber, have yourself an awesome day, and make sure you hang around with lots of awesome people. Take care. See you on the next one.